We were told the game was over before we'd even started. We were told our bodies weren't made for it. It wasn't our time to play. We played anyway. And together we played like there was no tomorrow. And they told us that was fine. You can play. You're good enough. And thought that was good enough for us. It wasn't. We are relentless. The game isn't over until we say it's over. Until we get everything we've given everything for. Until we level the playing field.
Lidl, proud supporters of ladies Gaelic football.
Good afternoon, and you're very welcome along to Clare in West Clare. We're here for the National Football League Division 3 round 3 tie, the Lidl round 3 tie between the home county Clare and the county Kildare. My name is Peter O'Connell, and I'll be joined by our match analyst, former Clare footballer Anne-Marie Canlan. Anne-Marie, just before we take a quick look at the teams, Kildare top of the table at the moment, won their first two games. Clare won their first game against Sligo, but well beaten last week by Wexford, so a lot at stake for both teams here today in Clare.
Yeah, as you said, Kildare have 2 wins from 2, both very comprehensive against Down and Longford. Interesting to note that they've only conceded 6 points in both of those games, so 6 points against Down and 6 points against Longford. They have a very strong forward line, which we'll look at in a couple of moments. They'll be looking for their win away today. Clare will want looking to bounce back from last week's defeat and hopefully get a few points on the board here today.
We'll just look at the two teams, starting with the visitors. Kildare, they've got Anna Dunlea in goals from Raheens. Their full back line, Laura Gilbert from Kildang and Nurney. At full back is Leisha Linehan from Kill, and wearing number 4 in the left corner is Lauren Burke from Naas. The Kildare half-back line, Gráinne Kennelly is from Easttown. At centre-back is Ruth Sargent, also from Easttown. And playing at left half-back, wearing 7, is Sarah Munnelly from Confe. Midfield, Grace Clifford is captain from Easttown, and she's partnered by Aoife Rattigan from Kappa. The Kildare half-forward line, Laura Curran, wears 10 from Milltown. At centre-forward is top scorer Roisin Byrne from Sarsfields, and completing the half-forward line, Hazel McLaughlin from Easttown. And the Kildare full-forward line, Ellen Dowling is in the corner from Suncroft. At full forward is Nasa Dooley from Athy, and wearing 15 is Claire Sullivan from Carberry. And Anne-Marie, you've been taking a look at some of the Kildare players.
Yeah, so just looking at the last couple of games, just starting in goals, Anna Dunlea is in for All-Star Mary Hulgreen. They may be resting her, but as we know, Mary's an outstanding player, but it's great that Anna's getting her chance there. Looking at the backs then, the full back line have been very solid, and they've been kind of coming up the field at pace, so Clare will have to watch that. You know, they'll have to stop them coming out of defence. Gráinne Kennelly, Sarah Mullany and Ruth Sargent cover a very solid half back line. Looking at the midfield and forwards again, Aoife Rattigan got 4 points the last day. Very, very strong player going forward. Grace Clifford kind of holds her midfield position, you know, and helps out the backs. And looking at the forwards that I mentioned a few minutes ago, Roisin Byrne is top scorer. She got 1-4 the last day. Sorry, she got 1-4 against Down, and she got 2-5 against Longford. So very, very strong player there at centre forward. Nasa Dooley in full forward. She got 1-1 against Down, and she also got on the scoreboard as well against Longford with 5 points. So again, 2 very, very strong players that Clare will have to look at.
The Clare starting 15, they've got 2 changes from the team that played Wexford last weekend. Amy Linehan from St Joseph's Duerberfield is in goals. The full back line, Orla Devitt, Éire Óg at full back, Shifrini Cunnell, St Joseph's Duerberfield, and wearing number 4 is Gráinne Harvey from West Clare Gales. Clare half-back line, Louise Griffin, Fergus Rovers. The captain, Quiva Harvey, is at centre-back from West Clare Gales, and wearing number 7 is Áine Keane from St Joseph's Milltown. Clare midfield, Sinead Constantine from the Scanner is partnered by Chloe Maloney from Kimurray Bricken. The half-forward line, Emer Keane, St Joseph's Milltown. At centre-forward is top scorer Fidelma Marnham from West Clare Gales, and wearing 12 is Amy Sexton from Kimurray Bricken. And the Clare full forward line, Lizzie Rhodes from Burn Gales. At full forward is Keelan Blake from Dunbeg, and wearing 15 is Megan Downs from Clare. And one particular battle that I'm really looking forward to, Anne-Marie, is Eva Harvey up against Roisin Byrne.
Yeah, actually, two excellent players. It's very interesting to see how that will fare out. Two very athletic players. Will Quiva be able to go forward today? Probably not as much. She will have to hold that position and try and keep an eye on Roisin Byrne. Just looking at the Clare backs, Orla Devitt is in. She was missing last week due to educational commitments, but she's back in cornerback position. Looking at the half back line, then Louise Griffin takes up her place there with Anya Keane and the other wings. These girls are very hard workers.
And we'll just pause briefly for Oran Aveen from Rachel and Emma Townsend. That was Townsend sisters from Clare, the host club here in West Clare, and Anne-Marie, you were just looking through the Clare team.
Yeah, so I just finished there in the half back line, looking at midfield pairing. Then Chloe Maloney and Sinead Constantine. Sinead works very hard. Chloe Maloney excellent to deliver a ball into the full forward line. No doubt she'll be doing that again today. Half forward line, then Emer Keane and Amy Sexton both work very hard, and we have Fidelma Marnan top scorer here. Fidelma is third on the Golden Boot leaderboard at the moment with Roisin Byrne, as I spoke about earlier. She's top scorer at the moment in Division 3. Looking at the full forward line, then Cliona Blake is full forward. She usually moves out with the last couple of games. She's moved out around the midfield pair and left Lizzie Roach inside, and she'll be paired inside today with Megan Down. So great to see Megan getting her debut for the county.
The breeze here in Clare, there's definitely last weekend it was straight across the field. This weekend, Anne-Marie, it's definitely blown towards the scoreboard end in Clare.
Yeah, it is. So it looks like Kildare will be going in, playing into that end for the first half. But lovely, calm, mild day. Excellent conditions for football.
The referee is Kieran Groom. He's come down from Offaly to referee this. And on the line, looking at the lines people from Kilrush, which is a nearby club, Linda Kelleher is doing line, and John O'Connell from the Clare club on the line as well. So that's I suppose the identity of the people who will be officiating at this match, and they've also got their 4 umpires here as well. So Kieran Groom is looking around and throws it in, and the game is on. It's a third round Lidl Ladies Lateral Football League Division 3 game, and immediately Quiva Harvey is attacking from the throw in from centre back, gets it forward as far as Fidelma Marnan gets it back to Emer Keane. Short hand pass infield as far as Sinead Constantine, and Chloe Maloney has it now for Clare off her left foot, looking to pick out somebody inside, tries to pick out Cliona Blake, but absolutely excellent defending there from the Kildare centre back Ruth Sargent from Easttown. Held onto that ball very, very well, and eventually won the free out, and Kildare recycled possession now and tried to come out with the ball with Gráinne Kennelly from Easttown popping the ball infield as far as their number 8 team captain Grace Clifford. She links up with Laura Gilbert, and Kildare now doing well with Sarah Munnelly breaking forward. A lot of space here now as Kildare go inside the Clare 45 with Claire Sullivan from Carberry. Claire Sullivan links up, the ball is kicked across the field. Kildare spreading the ball nicely, and the first attempt on goal there from Ellen Dowling from Scottstown, but the ball drifts harmlessly wide in the end, and up until that particular kick, as we look across the field, there's a Kildare player on the ground who might need to receive a bit of attention, Anne-Marie. But aside from the kick, the build-up play was quite good from Kildare.
Yeah, Kildare opened up the Clare defence there. You know, they drew the player, popped the ball in over. A good start from Kildare. Excellent run from Quiva Harvey up there, and with the first play, pass went to 3 in the end. But both teams will settle nicely into it. Hopefully, Kildare player is okay. She seems to be up onto her feet, and Amy Linehan's going to be looking for someone now for the kick out.
Claire Sullivan was down there momentarily, but thankfully she's grand and she's up. Amy Linehan takes the kick out and she finds left cornerback Gráinne Harvey. Gráinne Harvey links up with Anya Keane. Anya Keane trying to give it back to the West Clare Gales player who's under pressure from the 2 Kildare forwards. Quiva Harvey has now might look to switch it infield, gives it to her sister Grania, but Kildare put the pressure on and win it back. Clare might have been better off that time to go infield, but it's easy to say from here. Kildare now bursting forward with Laura Gilbert. They're holding on to the ball very well, but good pressure there from Emer Keane, but Kildare managed to hold on, and Aoife Rattigan has it now. She links up with her midfield partner, the captain Grace Clifford. Clifford is in, taking on Orla Devitt. Very good hand from Devitt, but it breaks for the Kildare wing forward. It's I thought it was going to be a free in, but the Kildare wing forward Lara Curran from Milton didn't need the free. We're over a lovely point off her left foot, and Kildare take the lead after almost 3 minutes here in Clare. The kick out is taken by Amy Linehan, but Kildare win that breaking ball in the middle of the field with Hazel McLaughlin, and the Kildare right half back Gráinne Kennelly has it now, trying to break forward. It's a foul on Roisin Byrne. Roisin Byrne takes it quickly, lovely ball in towards the full forward, and that's a really well struck attempt on goal. The two umpires are looking at each other. I thought it was over, but the umpire is a bit closer, and the umpire says no. I suppose it was tight enough, Emery. I thought it might have been over.
I thought it might have tailed in just from where we are, but the ref has a better view there now. A quick kick out from Amy Linehan. She has found Anya Keane in the wing, who has found Siofra Connell, and Siofra has found Sinead Constantine.
Sinead Constantine now bouncing the ball and tries to give it to Cliona Blake. Cliona Blake loses it for a second, but does well to win it back. Lizzie Roach has it now wearing 13, but far out from goal in the middle of the field. A lot of Clare players around the middle. A bit of pressure there on Lizzie, on the Clare corner forward Megan Downs from the home club. She's fouled. Free's taken by Cliona Blake. She spreads it to the far side of the field as far as Amy Sexton. Amy Sexton gives it in towards Megan Downs. Sexton takes the return. Chloe Maloney has it now. Clare holding on to possession fairly well, and eventually Chloe Maloney is fouled, and that was I suppose good patient play from Clare. Chloe wins the free, and she's got some bit of a knock there maybe on her leg, but a good angle for a left footed kicker, and she takes it nice and short into Fidelma Marnan. Fidelma Marnan, Clare's top scorer, as Chloe Maloney goes to ground. She definitely has injured her ankle or her calf or her hamstring possibly, and Marie Fidelma Marnan takes on the play, but eventually is fouled, and it's very easy to pick out Fidelma. We mentioned once or twice she's got different colour boots, and it's a great help from the point of view of a commentator, Anne-Marie, because we definitely know Fidelma when we see her on
Absolutely, we do. The two different colour boots. Chloe seems to be holding her hamstring. I know she had a soccer game yesterday, so hopefully she didn't pick up anything. I think there's a bit of dispute from the Kildare backs there, so the ball has been moved into a much more scoreable position just outside the 20-metre line. This will settle Clare now. Nice sharp passing there from Clare in the way in, so that was good work. If this goes over now, it'll settle them into the game.
So just in front of goal, this should be an equalising point for Clare, for Chloe Maloney. That's what it is. It's a point each here in Clare in the Lidl National Football League Division 3 Round 3 fixture. Kildare top of the table. They've won their first two games. Clare won their first game away to Sligo, but were well beaten at home to Wexford here in Clare last weekend. Kildare now a bit of a breakdown in communication, give the ball away on the way out. It's won back by Sinead Constantine in front of the stand in Clare, and Clare now still have possession. They're trying to be patient here on this side of the field. Anya Keane is free. She gives it to Gráinne Harvey. Gráinne Harvey breaks forward. She links up with Emer Keane, who flicks it on towards Megan Downs. Cleva Harvey has now a good run from Harvey, but an excellent interception there. Really good defending from the Kildare number 8, Grace Clifford. And from the point of view of management, an interception like that, Clare were in a fairly good position, Emery. Grace Clifford tracked the run, got the hand in and won it back.
Yeah, crucial dispossession there. Worked very, very hard, and Kildare coming out of defence now with Gráinne Kennelly on the ball, and she has found Sarah Mullaney. Just a note there that Mary Hulrain is actually in goal starting today. That we just didn't realise that there when we were calling out the team, so she's back in goals, all-star winner.
So top class goalkeeper in goals for Kildare. That shot from Kildare drops into the hands of the Clare goalkeeper Amy Linehan. It's her third start for Clare. She started all 3 league games in that vital position. Sinead Constantine, under a bit of pressure, pops it back as far as Orla Devitt, who gives it to the team captain Cleva Harvey, and she links up with her colleague in the half back line, Anya Keane. Sinead Constantine has it now. Clare trying to build before they kick, I suppose. Louise Griffin pops it off, and the referee has seen a push there, so it's going to be a free to Clare. In front of the stand in Clare, there's a light breeze, and it's favouring Clare in the first half. But I think it's fair to say, Anne-Marie, that the scoring goals in Clare is, the perception is that it's the car park end, which is not the end in which the breeze is blowing. The ball breaks now. Lizzie Roach goes down and transfers it as far as Cliona Blake, or Tony Maloney. In fact, Chloe gives it to Felma Marnin. Felma Marnin now pops it infield to Lizzie Roach. Lizzie Roach pops it off as far as Cliona Blake. Cliona Blake slows the ball, looking to escape not being caught for overcarrying there. Clare still have it, but Kildare keeping them out. Quiva Harvey gives it as far as Lizzie Roach. Lizzie Roach, superb block there from the Kildare fullback Leisha Linehan from Kill, and that was a bit frustrating from a Clare point of view. Anne-Marie, a lot of possession, but ultimately Kildare got the block in, and now they're attacking at the far end of the field. Clare lucky, however, as Nasa Dooley from Athy overcarries and there's a free given against her.
Yeah, so it's intense stuff at the moment. Good blocking from both teams, bottling up the players, putting pressure on the person with possession. Clare are trying to work it wide, but Kildare we have Lizzie Roach on the ball here now. She just needs help, someone off the shoulder. She's been fouled.
It's a very good run there from Lizzie Roach. She just went at the heart of the Kildare defence. Clare probably will be trying to bring a bit more width into the game as well, because Kildare are doing well there around that D, making it hard enough to break the tackle. But Lizzie Roach did well on that occasion, wins the free. She's taken a bit of treatment just inside the D. The free will be taken in a few seconds by Chloe Maloney from Kinmurray Breaking, who put over Clare's first point, which equalised Kildare's earlier point. And so this should be her second point from a free, just outside the 21-yard line. So Chloe Maloney off her left foot, gets behind that well, no doubt about it, straight over the bar. And Clare lead here in Clare by 2 points to Kildare's 1, and we've had 9.5 minutes, and the kick-out is going to be taken by Mary Hulgrain from the Moorfield Club in Kildare. And what a goalkeeper to have in that absolutely vital position. It's a good kick out from Hulgrain, and a really good run as well from Lara Curran from Milltown. That was really well linked up between the two, the goalkeeper and the wing forward. Kildare now had good attacking position, ball in as far into the full forward line, where it's picked up by Roisin Byrne. Byrne pops it to Grace Clifford, who's on the run. Clifford switches it to the far side where Aoife Radigan has it. Radigan from Kappa trying to take on Clare. There's a Kildare player down the ground inside in front of goal. Clare do well. The Kildare player dives and touches the ball, and Marie while fully on the ground. That was Grace Clifford. That was good defending from there to keep out Kildare that time.
Yeah, it was. It's frustrating the Kildare defence. We spoke at the start how strong that Kildare defence, or the Kildare forward line are, but Clare seem to have got to grips with them so far. I think Clare needs to spread the ball wider. You mentioned they were kind of going into the D a little bit, so if they spread it wide, they're putting Kildare under pressure. Grania Harvey has found Anya Keane here in the wing.
Anya Keane gets it forward as far as Lizzie Roach. Lizzie Roach spots the run. It's a lovely ball from Lizzie Roach as far as Emer Keane. Emer Keane now, can she get a shot in, but unfortunately gives the ball away, and Kildare have numbers back. And an example of that is Lara Curran, who's a wing forward. She was back in front of goal, won the ball back, and the Kildare player fouled on the far side of the field is Claire Sullivan, the corner forward. And really quite evident, Marie, that the number on your back doesn't really matter in terms of, Kildare, like the forwards are back defending and then are trying to break back up the field. That's the modern game. Yeah,
exactly. And as I said, I've watched them there the last couple of games, and that's what you do. The full back line go at pace. It doesn't matter about positions when you're attacking. Excellent defending there from Quiva Harvey. Got the hand in, and Clare in possession again with Lizzie Roach, and she has found Megan Downs.
Lovely transfer from Megan Downs back to Quiva Harvey. She's made a really, really good start. The Clare captain, the referee had his hand up. He was playing advantage, and decides that Clare didn't really have much of an advantage, and it's going to be free now that will be taken by Cliona Blake. And just looking at Clare from forward line, they're very far out from goal, Emery, and I know Clare are against the breeze, and it is a reasonable enough breeze, but definitely you need maybe one or two players a bit closer to goal, just to kind of maybe try and create a bit more space, keep a couple of defenders away from that D that Clare or that Kildare so far have done quite well defending. But maybe opportunity here now for Chloe Maloney. She's inside the full forward line, maybe in there for a couple of minutes with that hamstring issue that we mentioned. Possibly Lizzie Roach spills the ball, Kildare win it back and breakout now with Aoife Rattigan, and that was good defending from Kildare again. They nearly lose possession with the wing back Gráinne Kennelly, but she wins it back at the second attempt. Links up now with the full forward Nasa Dooley gives the ball infield where it's picked up really nicely by Rattigan spreads it to Clifford, who finds the wing forward on the far side of the field, Hazel McLaughlin, and Kildare's build-up play is very, very good. Is there a finish? It's a great shot, absolutely magnificent finish from the centre forward. She's playing the full forward and at the moment Roisin Byrne from Sarsfields. What a point. That was a superb point, Emery.
That was an outstanding. That's as good as scores you'll get in ladies football. I think there's a bit of confusion about the kick out now. Amy had to kick it from the ground because it didn't go out past the 20, but no player could touch it. But Clare in possession with Cliona Blake. Amy Sexton's inside if she can spot her, and she spotted her.
Amy Sexton, goalkeeper's off her line. Sexton tries to lob the goalkeeper, and it's in the back. It's not in the back of the net, it's over the bar. It did hit the back of the net, but it went over the bar first time, didn't it?
Yeah, excellent ball in. That could have been in the back of the net. Mary Hill Green was off her line, but Amy got into position and popped the ball over the bar. Great score.
And at one in the field there was a bit of confusion with the clear kick out. They got away with it and hit Kildare on the break, and I don't want to oversimplify it, Emery, but it was the long ball from Clare that kind of got Amy Sexton into a good position.
Yes.
And it's maybe good to mix along with the short.
Yeah, so Amy Sexton and Chloe Maloney now are in the full forward line. Fidelma has come out, Megan's out around the middle of the field, so there's plenty of space there, so Clare need to let the ball in.
So Chloe Maloney definitely will be a good target inside. Caoimhe Harvey has it now, maybe that'll make Clare go a bit more direct. Caoimhe Harvey gives it to Chloe Maloney. Chloe Maloney links up now with Emer Keane back to Chloe Maloney, and Chloe Maloney puts over nearly puts over a fabulous point, but better than that, it drops short, and who's there with her fist but Fidelma Marnan, and the umpire and the referee, two umpires and the referee, are going to have a bit of a chat. Was Fidelma in the square? Not too sure, so we'll know in a sec. They're having a bit of a chat. It was a good attempt from Chloe Maloney. Looked initially it was going over the bar. The referee is no, it's a square ball, so it doesn't count. So Clare can talk that down. They're still even about 3 points to 2. It was tight on Maria. I suppose some of those decisions are just very tight, aren't they? 50%.
Yeah, it looked like the ball was sailing over the bar, so I actually didn't realise that Fidelma was in the square, but Clare need to keep pushing and putting the Kildare defence under pressure. But good game so far from both sides. Very
good game. Some real quality scores from both teams, and Kildare now will shortly that kick out, but they're under pressure coming out with the ball. As one in the field, Kildare putting pressure on the Clare backs coming out, and Clare are trying to do the very same thing now. John O'Connell's on the far side of the field, the linesman, and I think himself and the referee from Offaly have decided we'll throw it in there. So it is going to be thrown in. Kildare win it, and Kildare also win the free. There's a Clare player on the ground. We'll see who that is now in a second. Hopefully she's okay. In fact, it is Chloe Maloney. So the referee says play on, so that's a bit unusual. Claire Sullivan has it for Kildare. She links up with the left half back Sarah Munnelly gets it in field as far as Aoife Rattigan now, can she get it? The referee's playing advantage, it's going to be free in whatever happens, and the attempted shot from Roisin Byrne, but the referee didn't see a sufficient advantage there. Chloe Maloney is up. and Marie, I suppose maybe a referee looks at an injury and says, well, if it's not a head, it's still a bit unusual to see a game continue when there is somebody on the ground.
Yeah, he probably felt it wasn't a head injury. I know Chloe was just coming into the tackle there and she got caught. She seems to be up on her feet now. Lauren Burke is actually picking her up. She seems to be going everywhere she's going, so obviously Kildare have marked her as someone to keep an eye on. So Lauren is going all the way up the field there now. Megan Downs has gone back into the full forward line with Fidelma Marnan, and Chloe's gone out midfield again. Roisin Byrne seems to be moved out to centre forward, and Nasa Dooley's gone back into her full forward position as well.
It's 3 points each here in Clare. 17 minutes gone in the first half. It's been a very good opening. 17 minutes definitely. Clare linking up in the middle of the field. Chloe Maloney is robbed the possession, gives away the free up against her opposite number 9, Aoife Rattigan. Rattigan spreads it to the far side, where it's very well held by Ruth Sargent. Did very well under pressure there to hold on to that. And Kildare just looked very composed on the ball. Claire Sullivan, wearing 15, pops it off as far as Hazel McLaughlin. And Kildare now sense that the spaces on the far side of the field, which is where Laura Gilbert is, all on her own. She picks up the cross-field ball. Was back inside again as far as the centre forward Sargent, and now the Kildare fullback bursts out Alicia Linehan from Kill, and Kildare now attacking well. Linehan linking up nicely, and the Kildare fullback is involved in a couple of those moments. Really good effort there, but it sails eventually wide. I think that was that kick. I think it was from Aoife Rattigan, the midfielder, and it drifts wide, so the scoreline remains as it was. Clare, the home county, 3 points. Kildare 3 points in the Lidl National Football League Division 3 round 3 game in Clare, which is in West Clare. So Clare take the kick out and short, give it back as far as Amy Linehan. Amy Linehan gives it to Creeper Harvey. Creeper Harvey needs someone out to run off her shoulder, gives it back to her goalkeeper, and the goalkeeper looks at the far side of the field. That's nice and calm from Clare, and she finds Louise Griffin from Fergus Rovers, and she links up with Fidelma Marnan, and Marnan now trying to take on the centre back. Kildare centre back is Ruth Sargent. The Kildare player goes to the ground. Clare still have it. It's going to be free. Taken nice and quick to Cliona Blake. Cliona Blake bonus gives it to Lizzie Roach, but decides to take on the space in front of her. She's taking on the play. It's a good run. Pops it in front of, I think it's Lizzie Roach. Can Megan Downs put it over the bar from there? It goes wide. It was a good effort from Megan Downs. It remains 3 points each, and scores they're hard to come by, Emily. They're well earned. Yeah,
excellent run there from Cliona Blake. They are hard to come by. They're both very evenly matched so far. Good few small little mistakes from both sides, giving away the ball easily, but as the game goes on, they'll be reduced. It looks like Mary Hulgreen is looking for a player, but it looks like that Cliona Blake has picked up possession. If she can spot Amy Sexton inside, she's on her own, but no, she's fouled, so it's a free in.
Cliona Blake kicked on an awful lot of ball, and Marie, similarly in the first half to last, they got on a load of ball in the middle third of the field. The one thing, and we've said it a couple of times here, is, well, Lizzie Roach is on the ball here, so let's stop out for a second. Can she pop it to a runner? She finds Chloe Maloney. Chloe should be able to put that over the ball, over the bar from there. That's exactly what she does. Trips it over. Really good football. Clearly by 4 points to 3, but there might have been a goal on there.
Excellent score from Chloe, yeah, but if she had spotted the runner, Emer Keane had gone in behind the defence, but I know that's easy to say from here. But good pressure from the Clare forwards there, working on the kick out. Mary Hulgreen has found Ruth Sargent from the kick out, and Ruth has found Gráinne Kennelly.
So Kildare now trying to attack up the far side of the field. Everything is winning. That's excellent stuff there from Orla Devitt. Orla Devitt wins it back, gives it as far as Emer Keane. There's a runner, Ollie Keane, on this side of the field. Lizzie Roach didn't spot it, under pressure with the kick, gave it away, and Kildare break out. So scores, as we said, if you're going to get a score, you really have to earn it at either side of the field. One of the best footballers in the country, Roisin Byrne, has it now. Roisin Byrne taking on the Clare fullback Siofra Connell. Kildare still have it with their wing forward Lara Curran. Lara Curran gives it inside to one of our inside forwards, and that's Ellen Dowling. Ellen Dowling gives it back as far as Curran. Curran under pressure, good defending from Clare. putting the pressure on, not giving the free away, and forcing Kildare back out the field. Excellent support run, really good support run there from the Kildare cornerback Lara Gilbert. She was coming at pace, left footed kick, gives it to the far side of the field. Opportunity now for Kildare with their wing forward. She pops it in, Hazel McLaughlin into the full forward line, and I think definitely the corner forward was fouled there. The corner forward Ellen Dowling, free in for Kildare. It's on the 14-yard line, so this is going to be, I would think, a handy enough opportunity probably for Roisin Byrne to equalise.
Yeah, that came all the way from Laura Gilbert, who made an outstanding run from the full back line there. Really good support play. As you said at the start of the game, it doesn't matter what positions here. Excellent work from Kildare. They worked it right across the field, and Roisin Byrne is being picked up by Sheafra O'Connell. She's, as we said, she's going to take her for the day. But an interesting match-up between the two of them.
So it's going to be free, and now Clare have made a substitution. They brought in Aoife Clifford from Easttown, and she's replaced Lauren Burke from Naas. So a substitution in the 23rd minute by Kildare. So the free is going to be taken here by Roisin Byrne. I think it's Roisin Byrne, and she puts that over the bar, no doubt about it. It is Roisin Byrne, and Kildare tie it up 4 points apiece. Clare 4 points, Kildare 4 points. Kick out taken nice and quick as far as Sheafra O'Connell. Sheafra O'Connell links up with Caoimhe Harvey. Caoimhe Harvey gives it to Orla Devitt, the cornerback. She missed last week's game, and it was definitely a loss at cornerback because she had an excellent game in the first game against Sligo. Clare fouled on the way out. Sheafra O'Connell gives it back as far as Caoimhe Harvey. Louise Griffin was fouled and won that free. And now at this side of the field where we are, Anya Keane is fouled. Anya Keane takes it nice and short as far as Caoimhe Harvey. Caoimhe Harvey stalls the ball. Bit of defending there, good defending from Ellen Dowling, but Clare hold on to it under pressure. Clare definitely looking more composed this time probably than they did last week at times in possession. Lovely ball forward there from Louise Griffin, and as far as Fidelma Marlin, Fidelma now spots a bit of space. She's taking on a couple of Kildare players, opts not to have the shot, recycles the ball. Good patient play from Clare. Megan Downs has it now, starting her first game of the year. She's fouled, free in, and I have to say, I know it's the first half, Marie, but given that Clare were ultimately well beaten last weekend, and Kildare have won both games, Clare have been quite impressive in the opening 24 minutes. Yeah, they're very much up for this game, and they're playing with determination, and they're backing each other up, so anyone that's on the ball has always two options, which is brilliant to see. Another bit of mouthing there from the Kildare defence. So again, this is a more scoreable position for Chloe Maloney. She's going for her third point of the day from free. Chloe Maloney has been in really good form in terms of kicking and winning ball and trying to link up play. So Chloe Maloney now about 23, 24 yards out, gets behind that, and Clare going to a 1 point lead, 5 points for, and there's nothing more frustrating, Anne-Marie, from a coaching or a management point of view, as you well know. If you give away free, it's bad enough, but then somebody says something's brought in and you might as well just put up the white flag. Yeah, that's the second time it has happened in this first half, and I'm sure that Diane O'Hora will be having a word with her Kildare team at half time about that. Clare in possession again with Chloe Maloney. If she sees Emer Keane out in the wing, she spotted her. And Fidelma has now, she'll have a shot, no question about it. But this time it drops into the arms of Mary Hulgrain. Good block by Lizzie Rhodes. Hulgrain was just maybe a small bit complacent or indecisive with that kick out, or that attempted clearance. Clare still having now Caoimhe Harvey. She's a bit far out for a shot. She links up with Chloe, trying to get her on her left foot, get the kicker into a good shooting position. Chloe Maloney does well to hold on to it. Needs somebody maybe to come in behind her. Fidelma Martin was there, but a bit too close. And Chloe opts to give it back as far as Anya Keane. Anya Keane switches the ball to the far side of the field to Sinead Constantine. Sinead Constantine has to kind of go back to win it, but it finds Cliona Blake. Cliona Blake has a runner. The runner is Caoimhe Harvey there. If she can take it back off Sinead Constantine, she does that, and gives as far as Fidelma Marlin. Fidelma has the shot, but this time it drops wide, and I think she was right to take the shot, Anne-Marie, and given how well Fidelma has been playing over the last couple of games, every time she shoots, you think it's going to go over.
Yeah, it was good work from Clare. I brought it into the front of the D, and Fadema was right to take a shot. She was in front of the post. Unlucky that it just tailed wide on that occasion. Wind might be a slight factor there.
Definitely.
But excellent play from Clare. Kildare are on the run, and thereafter Sinead Constantine's after dispossessing. She's found Caoimhe Harvey.
Sinead Constantine has a very, very good game, very solid game in the middle of the field, doing exactly that kind of work, winning back ball, and then giving the simple pass along Clare. It's a great ball forward as far as Anya Keane. Anya Keane gives it to the runner, and the runner is Chloe Maloney, and Chloe will be disappointed that didn't go over the bar. It was a really, really good move from Clare, and it just dropped into the goalkeeper Mary Hulgrain. That's the second, I think, one earlier on from Phil Marnin dropped into Mary Hulgrain's hands as well. So it stays as it was. Clare leading by a point, 5 points to Kildare's 4. The referee says it's a free out for Kildare. Kildare give it back as far as their goalkeeper Mary Hulgrain. Chloe Maloney now is inside full forward. So good rotation from Clare, playing, rotating the players to play inside, the players to play outside. Opportunity here now for Kildare. Roisin Byrne pops it to the runner, and the runner goes to ground. The runner, is Nasa Dooley. The referee says he blows his whistle. I don't think he's quite pointed at the spot yet. I think he's definitely right to blow the whistle when there's a player down injured. He doesn't know whether it's a penalty or not, and he's going to have a word with the 2 umpires.
Yeah, to me it looked like she was pushed just as she was about to pull the trigger there. Looks to be in a bit of discomfort as well. He's having a chat with his umpires. I'd imagine it would be a free in, but we'll just have to wait for his signal. I think it's Nasa Dooley that's on the ground.
Nasa Dooley is on the ground. I think their physio is in there, just checking out that everything is okay. And also Roisin Byrne is there too. So the referee Kieran Groom hasn't, as far as I can see, unless I've missed it there, I don't think he's indicated what's happening yet, has he?
No, he's having a chat.
So it is more important that just to make sure the Kildare player is okay first and foremost. And maybe then we'll know, but I would think it
looks like it's her knee. Physio is attending to her.
I would think it's minimum a free in.
Yeah.
Whether it's a penalty or not, I just don't know. Was she going to ground anyway when she was tackled? But anyway, as I said, he's had a word with the 2 umpires. Nasa Dooley is still on the ground, and Clare have possession of the ball, Marie. So I don't know. I'm not sure what's happening, but anyway, we'll see in a second. So as we approach half time, Marie, just 1 minute left in the first half. If it stays near enough, 5 points to 4, or even level at half time, I think both teams will look at aspects of their game that they'll be happy with, but equally aspects of their game that they'll say, listen, we have to tidy up here on our shooting from Clare's point of view. From Kildare's point of view, maybe they've been outplayed a bit in the middle third there for the last 10 or 12 minutes. Yeah,
it's a very entertaining game, from both sides. But as I said, Clare need to tidy up on their shooting, whereas Kildare, they've been finding it difficult to get it out of the half back line and midfield. Clare have been working very hard in that area, and they're frustrating them, I think. Whereas in the last 2 games, Kildare have been getting out of defence quite easily. So they're the ref has actually thrown the ball up here now, and Kildare in possession again.
So after all my talk about the free or penalty, it was none. It was neither. So the referee, I have to say, was a lot closer than I was. Kildare, however, have it with Clare Sullivan. Both Clare do very well. They defended well today, and the free out was won there by Anya Keane. Anya Keane gives it to Shifrin Connell at full back, who gives it to her captain Caoimhe Harvey. Caoimhe gives it back to the goalkeeper Amy Linehan, and Amy Linehan nice and calmly finds Louise Griffin from Fergus Rovers on the far side of the field. Shifrin Connell now links up, and nice ball forward as far as Fidel Marnin. There's 2 Kildare defenders around Fidel Marnin. Can she link up with somebody? She does. She finds Emer Keane. That was good support play from Emer Keane, and Sinead Constantine has it now. She gives it to Caoimhe Harvey. Caoimhe Harvey gives it to Cliona Blake from Dunbeg. Back to Sinead Constantine from the scanner. Who now finds Anya Keane. Anya Keane, nice ball forward as far as Lizzie Roach. It's good football from Clare, and the defending to be done here now by Leisha Linehan. Can Clare get a shooter into a good position? Claude Maloney has it, but the ball given away there by Clare's win back, Anya Keane, just under that bit of pressure. Clare had done well up to a point, but eventually Kildare put on enough of pressure to give it away. Clare, I was going to win it back. Megan Downs goes to ground on the far side of the field, did very well. Coaches and managers, Emery, love to see cornerforwards like yourself putting in those kind of tackles, winning the ball back.
Yeah, that was really well dispossessed by Megan. She's got on the ball quite a bit this first half, given the intelligent ball, not kicking the ball away, finding the person in the best position, and I'm sure the manager will be very happy with her opening 26-27 minutes. I think if Clare keep the ball spread wide, it's working better for them. It's putting Kildare under pressure. Chloe Maloney has this free now. If you notice, this time Kildare aren't saying anything, so it's been taken from the original fouled position. Again, it's from her favourable right hand side for a left footed kicker. You'd imagine that this will go over the bar.
And I'd say one or two Clare forwards should maybe go in a bit towards goal as well, in case this breaks. It goes up in the air. Lizzie Roach is under it, nearly came down with it, but excellent defending there from the Kildare cornerback, who is Laura Gilbert from Kildangan Nerney, who under pressure came down with that ball. It dropped short. The free taken, but it's won back by Clare by Anya Keane, gives it to Caoimhe Harvey, finds Fidelma Marnin, her club colleague from West Clare Gales, who switches it to the far side to Louise Griffin from Fergus Rovers. She finds Lizzie Roach. Lizzie Roach holds on to 2 or 3 Clare players at this side of the field now, spreading out as options. It's switched by Caoimhe Harvey to Anya Keane. Anya Keane gives it to Megan Downs. Megan Downs taking on Kildare. Short pass, gives it back to Anya Keane again. Clare might need to be a small bit more direct the odd time too. Lizzie Roach, Fidelma Marnin are close to goal, and maybe it might be worth the odd diagonal ball as well, just to switch it up a small bit. Clare have given away a lot of ball when they've gone into contact, but the referee blew his whistle. I thought for a second there he might have spun the free, but he didn't. I think it's half time, is it?
It's half time. I thought there was a push there, Megan Downs, as she passed off the ball, but the ref didn't feel it was. So it's 5-4 at half time. Very entertaining first half from both sides. I think Kildare will be a little bit disappointed on their performance. I'd say Clare will be relatively happy enough if they can improve on their shooting in the second half. I've no doubt both sides will empty the bench as well in the second half as legs start to get tired.
Yeah, it's been a very, very good first half. Clare leading at half time by 5 points to Kildare's 4. Just before I finish up, Henry, we've mentioned the breeze, and we don't want to overstate it. Like there is definitely we'll call it a helpful breeze that was with Kildare in the first half. But I always think that the scoring end here in Clare is what I call the car park end. Is that how you would view it? Does the breeze and what we think is the scoring end balance each other?
Well, tradition down through the years would be that the car park end is the scoring end, and that goes back years and years. Some days it is and some days it isn't, to be honest. But I think that I have a feeling that Kildare are going to come out all guns blazing in the second half. They're not going to be happy with their first half performance today, but Clare will have to match that, if they want to get the points here today.
So it's been a good first half. Let's hope it'll be an equally competitive, interesting second half with lots of good scores, good defending, the odd bit of shooting that could be improved on. I think both teams will be looking to improve on that at half time, identifying that as maybe an area where they can definitely pick up on. We're going to take an ad break here in Clare, then we'll have some highlights, and we'll be back in a few minutes with the second half.
We were told the game was over before we'd even started. We were told our bodies weren't made for it. It wasn't our time to play. We played anyway. And together we played like there was no tomorrow. And they told us that was fine. You can play. You're good enough. And thought that was good enough for us. It wasn't. We are relentless. The game isn't over until we say it's over. Until we get everything we've given everything for. Until we level the playing field.
Lidl, proud supporters of ladies Gaelic football.
On goal, the two umpires are looking at each other.
Goes over now to settle them into the game.
So just in front of goal, this should be an equalising point for Clare, for Chloe Maloney. Should be her second point from a free, just outside the 21-yard line. So Chloe Maloney off her left foot, gets behind that, well, no doubt about it, straight over the bar. The wing forward on the far side of the field, Hazel McLaughlin, and Kildare's build-up play is very, very good. Is there a finish? It's a great shot, absolutely magnificent finish.
Amy Sexton's inside, if she can spot her, and she spotted her.
Amy Sexton, goalkeeper's off her line. Sexton tries to lob the goalkeeper, and it's in the back. It's on the back. Harvey gives it to Chloe Maloney. Chloe Maloney links up now with Emer Keane, back to Chloe Maloney, and Chloe Maloney puts over and nearly puts over.
She seems to be up on her feet now. Lauren Burke is actually picking her up. She seems to be growing everywhere she's going. So obviously Kildare have marked her as someone to keep an eye on. So
it's on the ball here, so stop out for a second. Can she pop it to a runner? She finds Chloe Maloney. Chloe should be able to put that over the ball, over the bar from there. That's exactly what she does. Trips it over there. So the free is going to be taken here by Roisin Byrne. I think it's Roisin Byrne, and she puts that over the bar in terms of kicking and winning ball and trying to link up play. So Chloe Maloney about 23-24 yards out, gets behind that, and somebody here now for Kildare. Roisin Byrne pops it to the runner, and the runner goes to ground. The runner is Nasa Dooley. Referee says that on Roisin Byrne. Roisin Byrne takes it quickly, lovely ball in towards the full forward, and that's a really well struck attempt on goal. The two umpires are looking at each other.
Goes over now to settle them into the game.
So just in front of goal, this should be an equalising point for Clare, for Chloe Maloney. Should be her second point from a free, just outside the 21-yard line. So Chloe Maloney off her left foot, gets behind that, well, no doubt about it, straight over the bar. The wing forward on the far side of the field, Hazel McLaughlin, and Kildare's build-up play is very, very good. Is there a finish? It's a great shot, absolutely magnificent finish.
Amy Sexton's inside, if she can spot her, and she spotted her.
Amy Sexton, goalkeeper's off her line. Sexton tries to lob the goalkeeper, and it's in the back. It's on the back. Harvey gives it to Chloe Maloney. Chloe Maloney links up now with Emer Keane, back to Chloe Maloney, and Chloe Maloney puts over and nearly puts over.
She seems to be up on her feet now. Lauren Burke is actually picking her up. She seems to be growing everywhere she's going. So obviously Kildare have marked her as someone to keep an eye on. So
it's on the ball here, so stop out for a second. Can she pop it to a runner? She finds Chloe Maloney. Chloe should be able to put that over the ball, over the bar from there. That's exactly what she does. Trips it over there. So the free is going to be taken here by Roisin Byrne. I think it's Roisin Byrne, and she puts that over the bar in terms of kicking and winning ball and trying to link up play. So Chloe Maloney about 23-24 yards out, gets behind that, and somebody here now for Kildare. Roisin Byrne pops it to the runner, and the runner goes to ground. The runner is Nasa Dooley. Referee says that on Roisin Byrne. Roisin Byrne takes it quickly, lovely ball in towards the full forward, and that's a really well struck attempt on goal. The two umpires are looking at each other.
Goes over now to settle them into the game.
So just in front of goal, this should be an equalising point for Clare, for Chloe Maloney. Should be her second point from a free, just outside the 21-yard line. So Chloe Maloney off her left foot, gets behind that, well, no doubt about it, straight over the bar. The wing forward on the far side of the field, Hazel McLaughlin, and Kildare's build-up play is very, very good. Is there a finish? It's a great shot, absolutely magnificent finish.
Amy Sexton's inside, if she can spot her, and she spotted her.
Amy Sexton, goalkeeper's off her line. Sexton tries to lob the goalkeeper, and it's in the back. It's on the back. Harvey gives it to Chloe Maloney. Chloe Maloney links up now with Emer Keane, back to Chloe Maloney, and Chloe Maloney puts over and nearly puts over.
She seems to be up on her feet now. Lauren Burke is actually picking her up. She seems to be growing everywhere she's going. So obviously Kildare have marked her as someone to keep an eye on. So
it's on the ball here, so stop out for a second. Can she pop it to a runner? She finds Chloe Maloney. Chloe should be able to put that over the ball, over the bar from there. That's exactly what she does. Trips it over there. So the free is going to be taken here by Roisin Byrne, I think it's Roisin Byrne, and she puts that over the bar in terms of kicking and winning ball and trying to link up play. So Clonmel now about 23-24 yards out, gets behind that, and opportunity here now for Kildare. Roisin Byrne pops it to the runner, and the runner goes to ground. The runner, excuse me, is Nasa Dooley. Referee says that on Roisin Byrne. Roisin Byrne takes it quickly, lovely ball in towards the full forward, and that's a really well struck attempt on goal. The two umpires are looking at each other.
Goes over now to settle them into the game.
So just in front of goal, this should be an equalising point for Clare, for Chloe Maloney. Should be her second point from a free, just outside the 21-yard line. So Chloe Maloney off her left foot, gets behind that, well, no doubt about it, straight over the bar. The wing forward on the far side of the field, Hazel McLaughlin, and Kildare's build-up play is very, very good. Is there a finish? It's a great shot, absolutely magnificent finish.
Amy Sexton's inside, if she can spot her, and she spotted her.
Amy Sexton, goalkeeper's off her line. Sexton tries to lob the goalkeeper, and it's in the back. It's on the back. Quiva Harvey gives it to Chloe Maloney. Chloe Maloney links up now with Emer Keane, back to Chloe Maloney, and Chloe Maloney puts over and nearly puts over.
She seems to be up on her feet now. Lauren Burke is actually picking her up. She seems to be going everywhere she's going. So obviously Kildare have marked her as someone to keep an eye on. So
it's on the ball here. So let's stop off for a second. Can she pop it to a runner? She finds Chloe Maloney. Chloe should be able to put that over the ball, over the bar from there. That's exactly what she does. Trips it over there. So the free is going to be taken here by Roisin Byrne, I think it's Roisin Byrne, and she puts that over the bar in terms of kicking and winning ball and trying to link up play. So Clonmel now about 23-24 yards out, gets behind that, and opportunity here now for Kildare. Roisin Byrne pops it to the runner, and the runner goes to ground. The runner, excuse me, And you're very welcome back to Clare for the second half of the Lidl National Football League Division 3 tie between Clare, the home county, and Kildare. A reminder of the half-time scoreline: Clare leading by just 1 point, 5 points to Kildare's 4. Clare out onto the field were just a few seconds ago, so we're still waiting for Kildare. We mentioned once or twice in the first half the breeze. There is a helpful breeze, not extremely strong, but definitely a bit of a help here in Clare, blowing towards the scoreboard end. But as we've also mentioned once or twice, the scoring end in Clare is what we call the car park, and so we'll just see how does that balance itself out. And Anne-Marie, I think last weekend Clare were very competitive against Wexford in the first half, and then Wexford completely dominated the second half. Clare didn't score, so I suppose the key message for Clare at half time is we need to really start the second half well and kind of try to maintain the level that they had in the first half against a very good Kildare team.
Yeah, they don't want to let what happened last week happen this week, so I'm sure that they've had worked on that in training during the week, and I'm sure they've had a conversation about it here at half time. They need to limit the mistakes. There was a lot of dispossessions last weekend. Coming out of defence, they panicked on the ball, so hopefully they'll be a bit more relaxed on the ball this time around, and that they'll they are good enough to win this game. But equally, I'd be concerned. I have a feeling Kildare are going to come out in the second half and start. I think the first 10 minutes are going to be crucial.
Yeah, so Kildare have won their first 2 games. They're top of the table at the moment on 4 points, joined by Wexford, who've also won their first 2 games. Clare have 2 points on the board after their opening 2 games, having won 1 and lost 1. So a lot to play for here. Both of these teams, Clare and Kildare, will definitely be eyeing promotion, or will want to be in or around the promotion kind of debate towards the end of the league. So a game like this, absolutely really important in terms of trying to win it. So the referee, Kieran Groom, he's from Offaly, as we've mentioned once or twice before. He's ready, from what I can see. He's got a football in front of him. He's looking around.
Just a few positional switches here I've noticed. Amy Sexton's gone in corner forward with Lizzie Roach on the wing. Fidelma Narnan's gone in full forward with Tina Blake centre forward. Megan Downs corner forward, and Emer Keane wing forward. Long ball in from Maloney straight away. She was trying to find Fidelma, but well cut out by the Kildare defence.
So Kildare now coming out with this again. They'll be trying to really up their performance level in this second half. They might have to run the ball a bit more, given that the breeze is in their faces a bit. So they're doing well now to link up, and you've noticed, Anne-Marie, a change there. Yes,
Aoife Clifford is in for Kildare. We just have to see who has made way.
Yeah, I think she came on for Lauren Burke there at one point in the first half. So Kildare now still have it, and Kildare with their centre half back, Ruth Sargent, bounces the ball under pressure from Fidelma Marnan, gives it back. Kildare holding on to it fairly well now, playing it nice and short. Aoife Clifford, the substitute, pops it off as far as one of her colleagues, and that is the fullback Leisha Lenahan. A foul on Kildare, and they win that free out. And Anne-Marie, from a Clare point of view, even though the free's been given away, Clare would like to see kind of the work rate of the forwards from Kildare are trying to come out with the ball.
Yeah, and they are working very, very hard here. Kildare are finding it hard to win their frees, but when they do, they're finding their players. And it's Laura Kern in possession of the ball, and she has found Aoife Rattigan in midfield.
Kildare now have it again with the captain, Grace Clifford. Grace Clifford switches it as a Kildare player on her own, but she couldn't hold onto the ball, and that was Nessa Dooley for a couple of seconds, but they have it back now. Left-footed shot, and that's a good effort, but it goes wide. It was a good effort off the left foot, but it drifted wide, and that was definitely an opportunity for Kildare to equalise. Very good kick out there from Amy Lenahan, links up with Chloe Maloney. Clare very composed. Now Quiva Harvey injects a bit of pace into Clare's attack, gives it in as far as Lizzie Roach. Lizzie Roach gives it to Amy Sexton. Amy Sexton couldn't hold on to it, and the Kildare fullback Leisha Lenahan from Kill wins it, gives it back as far as Mary Hulgrain. Mary Hulgrain spreads it to Clare Sullivan, wearing 15 but playing in a defensive role, and Clare Sullivan gives it back to Hulgrain. Hulgrain switches it infield as far as her full back, and the full back gives it to Aoife Clifford. Aoife Clifford finds the left half back Sarah Munnelly. Sarah Munnelly solos the ball and gives it back to one of her defensive colleagues, the right half back, who's Gráinne Kennelly. Gráinne Kennelly breaks forward, she goes down holding her face, so that's a free for Kildare. Sarah or Gráinne Kennelly from Easttown. Hopefully she's okay. She's on the ground holding her face or possibly her nose, and I didn't exactly see what happened there, Anne-Marie, but the referee fairly confident it's a free.
Yeah, it just looked like Louise Griffin caught her with the hand up in the air. It was completely accidental. The ref had a word with his lineswoman Linda Kelleher. Everything seems to be okay. I think he just signalled to Louise there just to be careful of the hand going in. Hopefully Grace Kennelly is okay. She just seems to be holding her face. Ref has the clock stopped. Good start to the second half here from both sides.
So the scoreline again, Clare leading by 5 points to Kildare's 4. So that's the score. It's a bit of a hold up here as the Kildare player is still on the ground. Neither team making any changes at half time. Kildare did make a substitution in the first half, and Anne-Marie, the longer this game goes on, it's going to be really interesting. It's as to whether both teams will make a lot of changes, or will they kind of say, look, we're going reasonably well here, we're in with a chance of winning. It's a bit of a risk to make too many changes.
Yeah, they might want to go changing things if things are working. I see Kildare have 3 or 4 warming up there presently. I know that I would imagine that Ciara Price will enter the fray because she has come on and got 2 goals in both games. The last 2 rounds. She's a really dangerous forward. I'd say she will be introduced quite soon.
So Kildare now in the first 4.5 minutes of the second half have definitely been on a lot of ball but haven't created any scoring opportunity yet. They might do it now with their corner forward Clare Sullivan. Well, she wears 15 but she's working up and down the field. She could be found anywhere. Grace Clifford, long ball forward, but that is going to be cut out. Very well read there by Chloe Maloney. Links up nicely 1-2 with Caoimhe Harvey. Chloe on the ground again now, holding her head. Hopefully she's okay. Great ball forward from Caoimhe Harvey in front of Fidelma Marnin. Now Fidelma Marnin taking on Ruth Sargent. Can she either get an angle to get a shot in, or can she find somebody? And I think Fidelma was probably a bit too ambitious there, Anne-Marie, to shoot from that angle. But having said that, there was nobody coming on off her shoulder maybe to take the next pass. Yeah,
she probably should have turned around and held it up for a minute or two and waited for players to come forward. Superb ball forward from Caoimhe Harvey to find her in space. Again, when Clare play the width, it's making a difference and they're creating those opportunities. Kildare are in position. They actually have a player down injured on the stand side. Just have to wait and see who it is. She looks like she's up onto her feet again and she seems to be okay, and ref has signalled for the free to be taken.
So free for Kildare taken nice and short as far as Lara Curran. Lara Curran now taking on the Clare half back line, switches it infield as far as Gráinne Kennelly. Gráinne Kennelly pops it off as far as the full forward Nasa Dooley. Can Nasa Dooley get into a shooting position? Roisin Byrne definitely can. She could shoot and could put it over the bar from anywhere, but not on this occasion, and it drifts wide. And Clare in the first half had a similar kind of a problem a few times, but definitely kicking into that breeze, Anne-Marie, I'd say is troublesome.
Yeah, it seems to be for both sets of players. Again, these are scoreable opportunities. Clare in position now with Chloe Maloney. She's found Sinead Considine, who plays it back to Orla Devitt, who will be looking for a run off the shoulder. She's found Louise Griffin.
Louise Griffin now holding on to it, bounces it a couple of times, gives it as far as Amy Sexton. Amy Sexton under pressure plays the ball on the ground, did well to hold on to it. Lovely ball, beautiful ball from Sinead Considine off her left foot. As far as the Clare wing back, Anya Keane, that was a great pass, gives it into Fidelma Marnin. Fidelma Marnin needs a runner off the shoulder. Chloe Maloney is there, he's going to pop it to her, she's going to take on the centre back, tries to take on the centre back under pressure. Centre back goes to the ground, looks for free, but Fidelma Marnin had found Chloe Maloney. Chloe Maloney gives it now to Emer Keane. Emer Keane off her left foot, puts that over the bar. And Anne-Marie, I would say that's Clare's best scorer of the game, because they were under serious pressure, trying to hold on to the ball. Under a lot of pressure from Kildare. Was fairly good defending from Kildare, and they still managed to get the shot in and put it over the bar.
Outstanding score that came from the half back line from a really good left kick from Sinead Constantine out to the middle of the field. Excellent work from Clare, but they've work to do now, and Aoife Rattigan is in possession for Kildare.
Almost 8 minutes into the second half, it's a 2-point game. Clare leading Kildare by 6 points to 4. There's definitely a free to Kildare. Referee still playing advantage. As Kildare burst forward, second advantage. It's good refereeing, shot off the post, and the referee's going to definitely give a free into Kildare. Nasa Dooley hit the post and put it wide, and is he going to bring it back, Anne-Marie? He was playing advantage. Doesn't look as if he is.
No, because I think that he played advantage before the kick, so a couple of seconds beforehand. Good pressure from the Clare defence now. Amy Linehan is after finding Chloe Maloney from what a kick out from Amy.
I would have thought there that when you're playing advantage that something has to happen for you to have an advantage. Kildare did get the shot in, but unfortunately for them it hit the post. But the free wasn't given after that, or the advantage had been lost, I suppose, is probably the better way to put it. Marna now wins a free in the far side of the field, and the next score here in Clare is going to be vital. Clare leading by 2 points, 6 points to Kildare's 4. We haven't seen too many goal scoring opportunities, not saying that there won't be, but there might be as the game evolves. But definitely the next score, whoever gets it, is going to be vital. The linesman is saying John O'Connell, there's going to be a substitution, and we'll see who comes on. I haven't quite seen the Kildare number 10 is going to go off. That's Lara Curran, so we'll see who's going to replace her in a second. So this is the first of the second half substitutions from Kildare. Clare have yet to make a substitution. They've brought on their number 28, who's Roisin Ford from Maynooth. So Roisin Ford comes in, 2 players on the ground, a bit of a scrap over the ball. Both of them want to hold on to it. The Kildare player who was on the ground is Grania Kennelly, and Quiva Harvey didn't want to give the ball back to Grania, and Grania didn't want to give it to Quiva. So that's probably why that happened. The referee's going to throw it in again. And sometimes I think, Anne-Marie, when you're throwing the ball in, whether it be football or hurling, you really should try and get everyone else to go away, 10 or 15 yards, because if you have a big group of players, like, the same thing can happen again. Yeah,
with games in the melting pot like it is here with only 2 points in it, a little bit of handbag stuff there on the ground, but referee was sensible. He didn't send off anyone. We just really wanted to get off now.
There's 3 or 4 of them on the ground again from both teams, and you can sense that the gander is up a bit in the infield, and also kind of on the sidelines, and even here beside us in the commentary position in Clare. But Kildare have it. Claire Sullivan, nice ball forward. Can she pick out an inside forward? Excellent defending there from Grania Harvey. Eventually it's a free in to Kildare. This Kildare player stretched on the ground, and I don't know about you, Anne-Marie, I'm really enjoying this. Like, this is a really, really good competitive.
Yeah, it is getting a bit animated on the up sideline and between the 2 sets of management, so we'd hope that wouldn't flourish into anything. Hopefully both sides have settled. Referees going over to have a chat. I think the linesman John O'Connell was getting a bit of words thrown at him as well, so I think the ref needs just to take charge here now, just so that things will be settled. I think he's taken names as we speak, but it is going to be a free into Kildare. The intensity has definitely upped in the last couple of minutes. Both sides won't want to lose this game.
Nasa Dooley is going to take this free eventually. Kieran Groom has shown a card to a Clare mentor, I think, and this is a long way from where we are.
I think it's Kildare.
Or is it a Kildare mentor?
Yeah.
So we're going to see now where the Kildare mentor is going to go. Did it have to go into the dugout, or did it have to climb out over the... How do you get into the stand, Anne-Marie? Do you climb?
There's a gate.
Or there is a gate. Very sophisticated here in Clare. They have gates and everything, and it's great. Anyway, Kildare have it. Aoife Rattigan gives it to the centre back, Ruth Sargent. Kildare now looking to inject a bit of pace into this, and they do with Grania Kennelly. Can she get on her left foot? She tries to link up inside, but it was too short to pass, and Cliona Blake emerged with it. She's playing centre forward, but did a great defensive job there. Now, a bit of space here for Chloe Maloney. Can Chloe take on the Kildare defender, who's Aoife Clifford? She links up with the runner, who, as ever, is Caoimhe Harvey. Caoimhe Harvey gives it to Emer Keane. Emer Keane switches it to the far side of the field. Caoimhe Harvey looking for the ball again. She will always look for the ball. Gives it as far as Sinead Considine. Sinead Considine pops it in field as far as Chloe Maloney. Also very eager to get on the ball and show for it. And at this stage of this game, well, that's really important from both sides' point of view. Fidelma Marnan has it now. She's taking on Ruth Sargent. Fidelma Marnan goes to ground. She definitely slipped. It wasn't a free. Clare hold on to it. Go back field again as far as Orla Devitt. Orla Devitt wearing 2, but just outside the Kildare 45 at this stage. Finds Emer Keane. A lot of short passing from Clare, but they'll say, well, listen, we're holding on to it. 2 or 3 players now spread out across the field, so Clare will be able to switch it. Sinead Considine picks it up, finds the runner again, Caoimhe Harvey, who finds Cliona Blake. Cliona Blake gives it as far as a great run from Louise Griffin, and the shot eventually drifts wide. That was good patience from Clare and Marie, I suppose, but just the finished product just wasn't quite there that time.
Yeah, I think she's a little bit off balance there, Louise, when she kicked the ball. Unlucky. There were a few players on the side. I think they got a little bit frustrated, but look, Clare need to keep the ball in this half. Mary Hull-Green has found substitute Aoife Clifford on the wing. She's been tackled hard by Amy Sexton and she's been fouled. It's
a free out. From a coach and a management point of view, they might say, well, that was a good free because you stopped opposition from breaking out. Kildare know that they've got to really force the issue here. There is only 2 points in it, but scores have been very, very hard to come by for both sides. It's been a really competitive game. John O'Connell points his flag towards the Kildare goals. It's a line ball to Clare. Shifrey Connell shows for it, kicks it in field. Is it going to be intercepted? Almost was, but that's brilliant from Caoimhe Harvey, who just spotted that and managed to get there. Now can Clare take advantage with Emer Keane? Gives it to Fidelma Marnan. Fidelma Marnan shoots, but that's too far out. And as well as Fidelma played in the first 2 games, Anne-Marie, and you love to see players and forwards especially playing with confidence, but at the same time you have to pick your time when to shoot and when not to shoot.
Yeah, exactly. She just needs to settle a bit more. That ball needed to go in and find a player inside. It was too far out, but no doubt she'll come back again with a score or 2. Kildare in possession again, the halfway mark, and it's Ruth Sargent in possession. And
it's worth pointing out that Kildare haven't scored yet in the second half. Clare have only scored a point themselves because they did lead by a point at half time, 5 points to 4. And as you can see on the screen now, after 15 minutes, Clare lead by just a point more, 6 points to 4. Poor kick there forward from Clare, cut out. Ruth Sargent has it. Kildare now building again with Hazel McLaughlin. She finds the substitute who's just on a few minutes there, Roisin Ford. Ford still has it, but really well read there by the Clare fullback Shifrey Connell, and Clare break out with Cliona Blake. I thought her arm was probably pulled back there. She goes to ground, definitely a free. Cliona Blake looks up now. Can she find somebody in a bit of space? Clare need 1 or 2. They've 1 inside forward at the moment, from what I can see. That's Chloe Maloney. They need 1 or 2 more, but the kick forward for the second time, as far as Lizzie Roach this time, wasn't good, and Claire Sullivan, wearing 15, has it, wins it back for Kildare, fists it back to her goalkeeper Mary Hull-Green from Moorfield, and Kildare now trying to emerge with the ball. And I think, Anne-Marie, that whichever team shows maybe the most composure over the last 13 or 14 minutes might go on to win this game, because we've seen from both teams at times giving the ball away when maybe they should have been a bit more patient. Yeah, and I think both teams are starting to tire now, and as you said, it's whoever make the right decisions. But it's very, very evenly matched so far. Again, this ball's going astray from both sides. Both sets of defence are on top as well, frustrating the forwards from both sides as well. And Louise Griffin's in possession here now. She's found Amy Sexton, so I think Clare need to work the ball around and not kind of shoot from outside while they're in possession. And we saw a great moment there of a really excellent defending from Shifrey Connell at full back. Kildare were attacking, but they won it back. Clare still have it now. Sinead Considine switches the ball to the stand side of the field. in Clare. Stephen Cunnell bursts forward again, breaks the tackle, and finds Anya Keane. Anya Keane pops it in field as far as Orla Devitt. Everyone is looking to get on the ball. Kildare did a lot of this in the first half as well, and did it quite impressively at times. Louise Griffin sold the ball, doesn't want to kick it too early, so she recycles back as far as Sinead Considine, gives it to Caoimhe Harvey. Caoimhe Harvey switches it, but that's not a good pass from Caoimhe Harvey. Now there's space for Kildare, and you don't want to see, from a Clare point of view, Roisin Byrne in space. She's herring down on goal, links up with the corner forward, or the substitute Roisin Ford. The midfielder has now Aoife Rattigan. Can Aoife Rattigan get into a position where he can get a shot in? She finds Roisin Byrne. Roisin Byrne's shot for a player of her quality wasn't a good one, and it just bounced in front of the Clare goalkeeper Amy Lenahan, and Clare have it again now. Kildare player goes to ground, and the referee says that Louise Griffin was barging, and those decisions, Anne-Marie, are always 50-50. It's very hard to know, did a player barge or did the other player stand up, or what happened?
Yeah, last week that happened as well, and the ref didn't give the free in, so as we said before, it depends on the ref. Louise Griffin is getting a little chatting to here. Roisin Byrne, you'd imagine, will slot this over the bar well within her range, and looks like Kildare are making another substitution. Just have to wait and see who is coming.
So Roisin Byrne now just outside 21, gets behind that, no question whatsoever about it. That is Kildare's first score of the second half. It's their fifth in all. Clare have 6. They've only scored 1 point in the second half as well. They lead by 6 points to Kildare's 5, and it's a bit of a cliche, but it's all to play for, Emery.
Yeah, absolutely. It's just a 1 point game. As
we see, Amy Larn comes in from Castle Mitchell, and Amy Larn coming in for Kildare. We'll try and see who goes off now. Clare also making a substitution of their own. Megan Downs going off, and we'll see in a second who has come in for Clare. So in the meantime, the player that's come in is Laura Griffey, in fact, from Burn Gales, wearing number 26, so she'll be hoping to make an impression here as we go into the last 10 minutes. Kildare now have it back to a point, so they'll be thinking, stay calm, don't do anything silly, just make good decisions on the ball, and they might be able to work an equaliser. Referee has his hand up, so he's playing advantage for Kildare. There was a free there on foul given away on Sarah Munnelly, but Kildare still have it with their wing forward Hazel McLaughlin. Gives it to Roisin Byrne. Byrne pops it off as far as the midfielder, but the midfielder Grace Clifford is intercepted, and Tina Blake finds Philem Marnan. Philem Marnan gives it to Chloe Maloney. Chloe Maloney finds Caoimhe Harvey. Amy Sexton has it now. Nice early ball forward from Amy Sexton. As far as Lizzie Roach taking on the fullback Leisha Lenahan. Great. Well, it was a great run from Lizzie Roach, but excuse me, the finish, I think Anne-Marie, she was maybe trying to fist it over the bar, was she?
I think she was trying to fist it across to Laura Griffey, who had just ran in towards the square, but really good defending there from Kildare. A quick kick out, they've been doing quick kick outs all day. Ruth Sargent's on the ball. She has found Grace Clifford, who's been fouled. Grace Clifford
fouled on her own 45. A point in it. We've got 9 minutes left. There will be 1 or 2 minutes of at least of injury time as well. There's been a couple of hold-ups, not too long, but definitely worth a couple of minutes, 2 or 3 minutes of injury time. But we're a long way from injury time at the moment, as the referee Kieran Groom from Offaly blows his whistle. The free for Kildare taken by Aoife Rattigan, spreads it to the far side of the field as far as Laura Gilbert. Not a good ball forward, nicely cut out again by Cliona Blake. Clare now building with Amy Sexton, has been playing the full forward line at times and then out around the middle third. So Clare now trying to build again with Louise Griffin. Caoimhe Harvey finds Roisin Considine. Roisin Considine, left footed ball, far side of the field. It's not Roisin, it's Sinead Considine, sorry. So there was a really good ball from Sinead Considine. So let's see now. Anya Keane has it. Anya Keane gives it to Cliona Blake. Cliona Blake tried to pick a pass inside, but it needed to be more accurate than that one, and it was cut out by Kildare. And Kildare now looking for a couple of runners off the shoulder to build the play a bit, and Laura Gilbert gives it back as far as Grace Clifford. Grace Clifford finds her midfield partner Aoife Rattigan. Back to Clifford. Good football from Clifford, gives it to the substitute, but that's going to bounce harmlessly. The shot there from Roisin Ford from Maynooth bounced harmlessly in front of Amy Lenehan, who had no problem dealing with that. Siofra Connell goes down on the ball, gives it in as far as Orla Devitt. Orla Devitt finds Sinead Considine. Clare now need to get out of there, because if you lose possession of the side in front of goal, you're in trouble. And eventually goes out over the sideline. Clare were put under a bit of pressure. Kildare take the line ball quickly. Nessa Dooley, if she has a left foot, now would be a good time to use it, but she gives it to Roisin Byrne. It's a great block. Breaks back as far as Dooley. Dooley tries to turn, finds somebody, finds Byrne, and she kicks it, and that's an equaliser, and it's straight over the bar. Kildare 6 points, Clare 6 points, and all to play for.
Two lackadaisical there from Clare coming out of defence. Kildare equalised their excellent score from Roisin Byrne, and it's all to play for here the last couple of minutes. Kildare are making 2 substitutions. It looks like Sarah Mullaney is making way,
and number 22 Hannah Davis from Maynooth has come in, and we'll try and work out who else has gone and who else has come in over the next few seconds. It's a very, very tight, well, it couldn't be tighter, could it? It's level, 6 points each in Clare. Clare now, Chloe Maloney on her left foot, she's at a good angle, lovely hand pass, goal scoring opportunity here for Clare. They hold it up, give it back as far as Fidelma Marnin. The referee's playing advantage. Fidelma has the shot straight over the bar, and Fidelma 1 or 2 drops short and went wide, but this time straight over the bar. It was a great hand pass from Chloe, wasn't it?
What a hand pass from Chloe Maloney. She spotted Laura Griffey inside. Laura was fouled, popped the ball out to Fidelma. Excellent score, excellent response from Clare. But Kildare coming on the attack with Gráinne Kennelly. She had found substitution Mia Doherty in the wings, so Mia was our other sub there.
Mia Doherty just on there as well about a minute ago. Roisin Byrne has it now. Lovely ball forward from Byrne into the full. Oh, brilliant defending there from Siofra Connell. Wins it back at the second occasion. 2 players on the ground, but that was outstanding defending, because if she hadn't got a hand in there, Anne-Marie, I think it was in the back of the net.
It was in the back of the net, yeah. She excellent hand in there from Siofra. Amy Sexton's been fouled here. Does the ref see it? He does. Clare are going to try and hold on to possession now. I don't think there's too long left on the clock.
5 minutes.
Oh, still have 5, okay. So Clare will want to mind the ball, work up a few scoring opportunities. Kildare will want to push forward as well. All to play for.
Clare making another substitution here as well, so good number of substitutions. Amy Sexton is going off.
Ciara McCarthy.
And Ciara McCarthy, who started the first 2 games, has come on, so Amy Sexton being replaced by her club colleague Ciara McCarthy, as Clare tried to hold on to this 1 point lead. It's a very narrow lead, but and it's a league game in February, but it has the intensity of close enough to a championship game. Both teams really, really keen to win this game. Fidelma Marnin has it now, holds on to it well. She has put Clare into a 1 point lead. She's been Clare's top scorer in the first 2 games. Has been outstanding and has put over a vital point now. Ciara McCarthy, can she get on her right foot? But the hand pass in as far as Chloe Maloney wasn't the greatest hand pass. Chloe Maloney there was 2 or 3 players around her, but she's putting on a lot of pressure. Good pressure from the Clare inside forwards, making it difficult for Kildare to come out. Mary Holgreen isn't going to panic over that. She's got far too much experience. She gives it to Laura Gilbert. Gilbert gives it infield now. Bit of a small bit of space opening up here for Kildare for their wing forward Hazel McLaughlin. McLaughlin gives it forward, but outstanding play there from Cleena Blake, wearing 14, but that was brilliant defending and a great ball as far as Ciara McCarthy. Can McCarthy find a runner now? She pops it in field as far as Emer Keane. Emer Keane switches it, lovely left footed ball to the far side of the field, but it's spilled there by her twin sister Anya, and Kildare have it back. Bit of space here now for Kildare. Referee plays advantage. A foul there on Ciara Price from Sarsfields, but Kildare still have it with their midfielder Aoife Rattigan. Aoife Rattigan kicks it to the far side of the field as far as the substitute, Amy Larn infield. Clare now building well, could be in on goal here if they can get the next pass off. Definitely a free in on the 14-yard line. It's going to suit it left with a kicker. And Marie, you're feeling the tension.
Yeah, it's end-to-end stuff. No team wants to lose here today. Very exciting. Third round of the league. What more could you ask for? Excellent game of football from both sides.
Roisin Burden's going to take this free now just outside the 14-yard line. It's off or right, so it would probably better suit a left-footed kicker, but a player of Roisin Burden's quality won't have a problem putting that over. The two umpires give each other the nod, and the white flag is going to go up. It's an equalising point. Clare 7 points, Kildare 7 points, and we've got 2 minutes left of normal time, and there probably will be a few minutes of injury time. The kick out goes astray. Aoife Radigan breaking forward, finds the full forward Julie gets behind that well, and that is straight over the bar. Excuse me. And Kildare go into a 1 point lead, and
Kildare are going to push up on this kick out now and try not to let the ball out. Excellent score from Nasa Dooley. If she gets any bit of space at all, she's going to pop the ball over the bar.
It's a kick out taken, and it is a good kick out under pressure, but Kildare get the tackle in, win it back there up against Anya Keane. Siobhan Cunnell tries to get a tackle in. Kildare now will try and just hold on to the ball, but it spills as far as Fidelma Marnan. Kildare make the mistake themselves. Marnan, can she find an inside forward? But the ball to Laura Griffey just wasn't. It didn't suit the forward. If it had been a small bit outsider, it might have suited her a bit better, but it was under hit, and that was good defending from Kildare. And Kildare now have it with Hazel McLaughlin. McLaughlin pops it in field as far as Aoife Clifford. Another Kildare substitute has it inside, and that substitute is Ciara Price. Ciara Price goes to ground. It's going to be a free in on the 14-yard line, and this is going to be a handy opportunity for a player of Roisin Burden's ability to put this over the bar. She's put over the last point as well to put them into a 1 point lead. This will put Kildare into a 2 point lead, and it goes straight over the bar. 30 minutes, a few seconds from being up, so we're at the end of normal time. Not too sure how many minutes of extra time or of injury time are going to be played. A couple of substitutions on both sides. Definitely a Clare substitute, I think, coming in. Clare now and Marie will be thinking they're probably going to need a goal.
Yeah, they're going to need to get the ball up the field there. And just going back to that play there, Ciara Price won the ball as a forward would do. She head down and she took on the player and she won a free. It looks like there's 2 substitutions coming on from Clare for Clare. It looks like that Anya Keane has made way. Anya Keane has had a very good game there at wing back.
And her twin sister Emer Keane is also gone.
Also making way, yeah. So I think Joanna Doohan is on, and we just have to wait and see who the second player is.
Referee blows his whistle. Caoimhe Harvey has it. The game is in injury time. The home county Clare 2 points adrift of Kildare. The visitors Kildare looking for their 3rd successive win in Division 3 of the Lidl Ladies National Football League. The referee Kieran Groom is having a bit of a word with Nasa Dooley from Athy. Nasa is saying she didn't do anything, but the referee is saying, I think you did.
And Kildare have everyone back behind the ball now because they know that there could be the Clare will be going for goal.
So Clare take the free short as for Orla Devitt. Orla Devitt breaks forward. She finds Chloe Maloney. Chloe Maloney looks around, sees Fidelma Marnan. Fidelma Marnan loses the ball in contact. The hand in, it was good defending. Ruth Sargent breaks. Kildare now will just be saying, listen, hold on to this. Don't need to do anything overly spectacular here. Hazel McLaughlin has it, gives it to Aoife Radigan. Radigan links up again with McLaughlin. McLaughlin finds the right half back, Gráinne Kennelly. Gráinne Kennelly back to McLaughlin. Kildare just throwing the ball around, and as I said, maybe saying, listen, we don't need to do anything overly dramatic. We're 2 points ahead. All we have to do here is hold on to the ball, play down the clock. Nasa Dooley out towards the sideline. Clare need to shove in a bit towards the Kildare player on the ball to try and have any chance of getting it back off him. Mia Doherty on the far side of the field has it, and it's a foul on Nasa Dooley. Nasa Dooley goes to ground, and from a Clare point of view, it's a bit frustrating, Anne-Marie, but very calm and professional, I would say, from Kildare. They know that they've got the game won unless they make, hold on to the ball and just play it on the clock.
Yeah, and they're told there at the sideline just to mind the ball and hold possession. They're frustrating Clare in that Clare need to win it back and get the ball up the field quick. But the referee's going to do a hot ball there now, because I think there was some mounting again from Kildare.
So let's see what's going to happen here now. Even if Clare win the ball, they're going to have to run it because they've got nobody close to goal, but they don't win it because that's what Kildare do. They win it, get it in now. As far as another of their substitutes, who is Ciara Price, holds on to it well, recycles the ball nicely back as far as Grace Clifford. Kildare going backfield, looking across then, lovely crossfield ball to Aoife Rattigan. Rattigan switches it to Hazel McLaughlin, nice ball inside around the inside line. Kildare player goes to ground, not a free. I'd say it might be a free out possibly eventually, but I more than likely a throw in. 4 or 5 players go to ground. Siofra Niconnell comes up with the ball, gives it to the referee. Referee's going to throw it in. Looking at the clock, we've had 3.5 minutes of injury time, so there can't be a huge amount of injury time left. We're expecting about maybe 4 minutes or thereabouts. The ball is thrown in. Kildare win it back. It's the last action of the game here in Clare of the Lidl Ladies National Football League Division 3 Round 3 game. It's finished in a 2-point victory for Kildare. Kildare 9 points, Clare 7. And Anne-Marie, it was a really good game, really competitive game. And I suppose at the end, Kildare just won those couple of vital frees, and they had a player, with the quality of Roisin Byrne to put them over. They were handy enough frees, in fairness. Your overall verdict?
Yeah, look at it was an absolutely very entertaining game. Clare would be very disappointed that they led for much of the game. As you said, the few decisions there in the last 10 minutes kind of cost them the game. Kildare didn't panic at any stage. They worked the ball around. Clare will have to rebuild now for 2 weeks' time against Offaly. Kildare will be very happy with their 3 wins out of 3. Again, it's very early stages. Both teams are going to be thereabouts at the end of the league, but Kildare can be very happy today.
So a 2-point win for Kildare, as Anne-Marie said. 3 games, 3 wins. Clare have 1 win from their 3 games, including the last 2 games, both of which were at home here in Clare. So that's how it's finished. Just before we finish up, we'd like to thank the Clare Club for their help and assistance over the last couple of weeks in terms of supplying power for the live stream and making sure that everything was laid on to make it happen. Also, thanks again to yourself, Anne-Marie, for your analysis and help all afternoon, and we'll talk to you again in 2 weeks' time. And thanks to our production team of Alan Foodie and Tracy Whelan. They've been calmness personified for the last couple of hours. So many thanks to everyone for helping us out. A reminder of the score: it's finished in a 2-point victory for Kildare. Kildare 9 points, Clare 7. For myself, Peter O'Connell, thanks a lot, and talk to you again soon.
We were told the game was over before we'd even started. We were told our bodies weren't made for it. It wasn't our time to play. We played anyway. And together we played like there was no tomorrow. And they told us that was fine. You can play. You're good enough. And thought that was good enough for us. It wasn't. We are relentless. The game isn't over until we say it's over. Until we get everything we've given everything for. Until we level the playing field.
Lidl, proud supporters of ladies Gaelic football.